Hello, live from Minnesota. It's Tuesday night. I'm your host, MC Toon, and we got a debate, a flat Earth debate. This is round two of the evening with the Daniel. Now, true to form, Daniel, being a flurf, is having a little technical difficulties with Zoom. I sent him the link. He asked me to send it to a different email address. I sent it to a different email address. Then I sent the full expanded Zoom link thing where you can type all the stuff in to that other email address as well. And not here yet. I'm sure he's working on it. I'm sure he is. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this fine Tuesday night. If you weren't here earlier for my little talk with Adam King, it was quite something. He made claims like just yesterday had become a flurf, and but said that he says he's been a 5-year flurf. He said the horizon always rises to eye level, and I'm like, oh yeah, here's the math for flat Earth. He's like, nuh-uh. Like, actually, this is actually for this. Flat Earthers don't disagree. Nuh-uh. Anyway, he did not like what. Then he didn't want to talk about like an airplane. I'm like, well, let's test it from an airplane. He didn't want to. Stringer News 1 wonders, is Toon Light cold? Well, let's see. This Toon Shine is getting close to room temperature. Oh, but it's still good. And Timo Lynch says, here's for your next mason jar. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for that, Timo Lynch. Maybe I can get myself a custom-made 2-gallon mason jar to go with my my little 1-gallon mason jar here that I've got going. I'll just have a little sip of the Toon Shine here. That's some good Toon Shine. It's the same, just so you know, this is the same proof as Eric Dubay's 200 proofs. Adam King was dethroned by MC Toon. All right. The Daniel. I don't know where the Daniel is. Binge Thinker says, the more Toon Shine you drink, the less you care about how cold it is. Oh, a 2-gallon with a little tap on it, that would be fantastic. That would be. All right. I was going to put, for the next stream, I should put right up there, I'm going to put the pumpkin that I carved. How about that? I have 2 amber-colored 32-ounce mason jars, says Brenda. Well, this is the 32-ouncer right here. A full quart. I love the comments. I don't know where he is. Oh, here. Hold on. He sent another. It won't let me join. I don't know what to do. You click the link. Oh my gosh. Oh, people. How? All right. You can manually type in this link. Oh my gosh. Like, how hard it just. So yeah. David Dorenzo says, if the Earth turns out to be flat, does Toon Shine instantly become 100% alcohol? And does that technically make Eric Dubay a Christ-like figure? Oh my gosh. I don't know. That's, I don't want to think about that. Well, let me tell you a little bit. I was working on a video that I've decided to put aside. I was going to do the gravity challenge, the update to the gravity challenge, but I put it aside because I have something else a little more pressing, and it's timely. It needs to be done in a certain time frame. And It will become apparent as it happens, but it's a difficult one, this topic. I've been working on it for 4 years. There's no topic that I've been working on longer than this, and it's so disturbing. It's flat earth related. It's so disturbing that it's taken me this long just to like be able to write about it and like plan out the video. So I'm working on that. It's the reason why it's, if you know who I'm talking about, it's Mark Braun. It's, if you know who that is, the flat earther Mark Braun, you'll know why it's kind of difficult. J-Rod, since I was 9, yes, because I'm 13 right now, and I've been working on it for 4 years. Since I was 9. No, that's not how Time Lord science works. People, so silly. Mute Donkey, no flat earth works on anything for 4 minutes. Why would you spend 4 years on it? It's a topic that I think needs to be covered because I think it underlays a lot of flurfism. You don't see it. I think it's there. I think it's the underlayment for an awful lot. So, I don't know how he's got a computer. He's recorded video and audio on it for videos. And if you look at his videos, they sound good. He knows how to do audio. He's got a nice microphone. I don't know why. I mean, and Zoom really is just click a link. As far as I know. Unless you've got something very unique about your computer. It even works on Linux, as far as I know. How can you tell if somebody uses Linux? They'll tell you. Lael says, why kinflurfs who do very expert research can't even click on a Zoom link? Yep. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, somebody in Hebrew. I cannot pronounce that name. I'm sorry. Says, show his debate tune. It was nice, I guess. Yeah. I gotta, that's not Round Thinker. Let's see. At least I don't think it is. Let me look. I'm going to your channel there. Guy in Hebrew. QED, you got it right. It is Quasi. All right. Guy with the Hebrew name. Could you tell me how to pronounce your name? Or Many Karen could, oh. Many Karen did give me. Oh, we've got somebody. Hold on a second. They can't see it yet. I'm working on it. I know I think it might have dropped out for a second.
Sure.
Wow. All right. Hold on. I'm getting you. The Daniel. They can hear you. They can't see you yet. You want to say hello?
How's it going? Sorry I'm late. Technical difficulties.
All right. I got to turn your.
But I'm here.
You were way high, way hot.
Am I way high? Should I turn it down?
No. I fixed it. All right. Well, glad you're here, the Daniel. Glad you figured out how to get in. Did you have to type in the code, or what happened in the end?
I had to download it, and I thought I did, and then I had to launch it, and I figured it out.
Oh, good. All right. Well,
so thanks so much for having me on. Can you see me? I can't see you.
Oh, I can fix that.
But hey, there you go. Has anybody ever told you look a lot like Tom Arnold?
I've gotten that before.
You were great in True Lies. Javi, you were great in True Lies.
I've got that. I've also got a guy from Enterprise.
What's that?
I've also got a guy from Enterprise, the TV show. I've also got, with my previous glasses, which I don't have here, but these help maybe a little bit, the guy from Heroes.
Heroes.
the guy from Heroes. I had a little
I
more.
like Tom Arnold. I think
Yeah.
you and Tom might have been in True Lies. I'm not sure.
Could be.
Telling people curved is the
definition of
level is
a
a
curved
curve.
surface. Yes.
If there was a ball, the level would be the curved part, if you could see it.
Yes. Yeah.
So I got to wear the glasses because my eyes die in the camera. So
they die in the camera. Right.
It goes lazy on me. So I could take them off if you want to see my pearly blues, but it gets kind of weird. It only happens in the camera.
How do your eyes?
But anyways,
know?
I'm the Daniel from YouTube, and I also have a YouTube page called French Louis Poetry. I wrote you a nice poem. Do you like that?
I did. Thank you for that.
That was sweet of me.
It was.
How kind of me. So I do a page about belief and what you believe, and talk about the pantheistic nature of how people are giving us a God system, all God, and then you tap into the one God system, whether that be money or whether that be fame or power or science, and then we join that to have this emotional experience. There's emotional experiences and there's physical experiences, and that's what I get into on the Daniel YouTube page, and that's what I write poems about. So thanks so much for having me on, man. And Flat Earth is a great way of explaining how someone would create a dream state in your mind by like tilting the stage, by giving you a dream to live in their mind. And then you don't know what's going on. And then all of a sudden you might, or you might not want to. You might want to live in denial and not know that you live on a flat plane, and you might want to believe that you live in a dream in NASA's mind. So
okay.
Yeah, that's what I do on the Daniel YouTube page.
All right.
So,
and what do you do other than YouTube page on the Daniel?
I bartend for a living.
You bartend. Okay.
When I'm not and then I do the poems, and that was kind of since COVID. I started writing poems about it, and we couldn't work, so I was like, they kicked me out of my apartment. I had to live in a homeless shelter because they wouldn't let me work. And I learned they give money to the social workers, and they're driving in with Mercedes Benzes, and they wouldn't let us work. So I wanted to speak out against this system, about this crazy world we live in, how they tell us what we can do, and all that. I mean, we got to be careful because we got the Ministry of Truth listening, but they don't just want to control our minds.
Nathan Oakley is probably not listening. Probably not.
They got the algorithm.
So, all right. Well, I think you think that the Earth is flat and that this is correct. Is this what you think?
I do. I like that one. I got it right here. I think you guys might have messed with it. I'm not sure. But
I just downloaded and printed this out.
Do you know who prints this? Do you know who prints it? I don't. I can't find it. We need to get the original patent, and we need to figure out how they've messed with it.
I've read the original
Amazon.
patent.
You can only find it on like Amazon.
Find
this
what on
map.
Amazon?
This map.
It's all over the place.
You can only find it on.
Super easy to find. It's all over the place.
No, you can only find. It's only one publisher publishing it. I mean, you can buy it anywhere, but there's only one person, and they have changed it. They have messed with it. We need to find the original patent.
We did find the original patent. The original patent says it's an extortion from the globe. Actually,
they forced him to say that because he used longitude and latitude, and he said it was an exact distortion because he changed where Antarctica is and he put it as the circumference, and they said it's not a correct distortion, and he said it's not. He said it's not.
But why do you think that? Where did you get that information?
I read it in his book. He wrote a book. It's a Bible from Heaven. The Earth's Not a Globe. And he explained his map. I want to see the patents from Google. I want to see the patents from the Haynes guides. I want to see if they use his map. We don't know. We can't get this information. They hide the information from us. So we're working on it. We're cracking the code, man. We're getting pretty close to it. So your angular refraction and your mirages, I mean, that's not going to hold up much longer. Do you know you can measure from the bottom of the ground to the top of a stick of a string and you can figure out what the slope is. Farmers do this, right? So those pictures you took on your website that with the salt flats, there's not more than a 7-foot grade, 7-foot slope at the salt flats. Not more than 7 feet, 12 miles long, 5 miles wide. The elevation. I call it slope because that's how the farmers do it. So you take a stick. You don't have to do your silly, curvature experiments. You take a stick and you measure to a string, and then you measure 12 miles. The ones in Bolivia are 4,000 miles. So 4,000 square miles. Only 1 meter. That's 3 feet. 3 feet of slope.
No, it's not slope.
You have no curve. You measure from the top. You measure from the ground up.
No, you're conflating elevation with curve. There's
you measure it from the ground up. You call it whatever you want.
No, there's a couple meters of change in elevation.
You measure the air with straight lines. I got a t-shirt idea for it. A straight line, and it says, I measure circles with straight lines. That's what you need to come up with a t-shirt. Right. I got another t-shirt idea for it. A globe, and it says, the definition of level is a globe. McToon. McToon special. I got 2 t-shirts for you. I want everybody to go over to the t-shirt shop and tell McToon to get I measure curves of straight lines. You're silly, man. Your website's ridiculous.
Why can't you measure curves with straight lines?
From a far elevation, and they took it out looking down at the salt flats, the one on your website. And you said salt flats aren't flat. You need
salt flats are not flat.
You need to call Utah and get them to change it. People are going to be really disappointed if they go there and they see what they see. They see flat.
People get sloppy on their.
What about the ones in Bolivia? Are they flat?
No,
they're not. Where's your curve there?
They're curved as well. They're measured curve.
4,000 miles. No, there's not any change in elevation. A 1 foot change. That's the ground. That's not a curve.
Like I said, a change in elevation
from the ground up.
Hold on.
You can't do it.
A change in elevation is not curve.
Mirage. What you're seeing here is a mirage.
Hold on. All right, here I'm showing people right now the picture of the curve. Man. I'll send it to you so you can see. So the people know what you're talking about. I've only got
an hour, so we got to move fast. I probably won't make it that long because you made me mad. You said flat earthers are bad people. You said flat earthers are bad people.
A lot of them
connected, and connected people to the flat Earth.
There you go.
And didn't say why they were connected to the flat Earth. Right, Shame on you for that. You need to take that off your website.
Here you can see
You need to take that off your website. Take that off your website.
Which one?
You didn't show flat earthers are bad people.
Philip Stallings?
And you connected them to, how were they connected to the flat Earth? And you're going to tie every flat earther to that?
Yeah, Philip Stallings.
Shame on you for that.
Philip Stallings.
How's he a flat earther?
He is the president.
That's disgusting, man. I almost didn't want to do this interview because
you asked me a question.
So
I'm about to answer it.
Bad people.
I'm about to answer it.
Bad people, so
I'm about to answer it. Listen up.
All right, go ahead.
Philip Stallings is the president of the Biblical Flat Earth Society. That's Philip Stallings.
When did you find that?
When did I find that?
I've never heard of the Biblical Flat Earth Society. That's silly.
He talks about it. It's on his YouTube channel. It's still up. You can go to his YouTube channel and see it. Even though he's in prison, his YouTube channel exists. So, all right, here is the salt flats.
He took it from a mile away.
Yeah, that's
at
right.
An angle.
Doesn't matter. And taking it at an angle doesn't make it.
Do you know
not
when
curved.
they went to the moon?
There you go.
They did this. They didn't go to the moon. They were on the airplane, and they took it from the back of the plane. They backed out the windows. We have the video on Art Sobral's.
Yeah. All right.
We have it. You've seen that one, right?
Did you change the topic because this one kind of bothers you? Is it a little?
No, it's the same thing, McToon.
It's
the same thing.
Sounds to me like this one's a little bit of a problem.
Girls do this on Instagram where they hold their butts out and they take the picture to make their butt look bigger, and then when you see them in real life, it's flatter than the flat Earth. The Earth is flat.
The problem is though.
You're silly, man.
The problem is though.
You're silly.
When something is curved, you can accentuate curve that is curved, but you can't accentuate a straight line. If it's straight, it remains straight.
So why is there only a 7 foot of elevation? The ground's there's no differentiation of height on the salt flats, left to right, up or down, no more than 7 feet.
You're conflating curvature with elevation.
What are you going to change your algorithm? Do you know Mick West went back? You know Mick West doesn't even debunk flat earthers anymore because so many people showed him videos.
Hey, Daniel, will you stop gish galloping, please?
Well, you made me mad.
Will you stop gish galloping, please?
Will you take that off your website, please?
Stop.
Flat earthers aren't bad people.
No.
Flat earthers aren't bad people, man.
Stop Gishgal. Philip Stalling he's in prison.
He
You know why he's in prison?
the flat earth.
He certainly does. He's the president of the Biblical Flat Earth Society. That's Philip Stalling. Flat earther.
So where are your fake pictures from the Bolivia salt flats?
I don't have pictures.
You come into the ice wall with me. The only way to prove it to you schizophrenics is to go to the ice wall. We go to New Zealand and
charter that plane. I'll get on it too.
We're doing it. We're doing it. They're going to stop us. You know, they're going to send warships and A-10s and they won't. They did. And your buddy Dan made fun of the video where we showed a fishing boat getting stopped from going to the 60th parallel. And he made fun of it. It's like, oh.
Yeah, because that was north of Tasmania. That was nowhere near Antarctica.
The 58th parallel. It was close to the 60th
No,
parallel.
it wasn't. It was north of Tasmania. At the very beginning of that video,
the Richard E. Byrd ice wall.
At the very beginning of that video, they give the actual latitude and longitude of it. It was north of Tasmania. They were stopped by a warship because they were doing maneuvers in that area, setting off bombs and doing tests and stuff. They were nowhere near Antarctica.
You really do need to have Bryce Mitchell on because he needs to explain to you.
It was
explain to you.
Hey, listen up. Stop gishgalping. Here's what happened. That video, at the beginning of the video, has the latitude, longitude, and it was north of Tasmania. It was nowhere near Antarctica. They were wearing T-shirts. It's not your Antarctica. It's the Richard E. Byrd ice wall.
No, it wasn't. Lines, and if you go to, where is it? If you go out here, they don't want you over there. They don't want you there.
It was nowhere near.
Ural Anhalt got thrown in jail. He got thrown in jail.
Why do you have to lie about these things?
We're not lying. Did he get thrown in jail? You can go on the internet and go, did Ural Anhalt get thrown in jail for selling?
You're talking about You're talking about the people that were north of Tasmania when they were stopped by the fishing ship, or by the military ship.
No, they were out they were going towards the ice wall.
You were talking about that ship that was in the movie Level, right? Right? Yes. They were north of Tasmania.
Which is in restricted wall, which is by the ice wall.
No, it's not.
It's right there.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Coast.
Are you a Poe? All right, Daniel, are you a Poe? Are you a Poe? Are you fake?
It's right there.
Are you fake?
Was it a video game thing?
Are you fake?
Do you know the difference between the real world and the video game world?
Are you faking this? Daniel, are you faking this? Are you doing this for, are you a fake flat earther?
No, I'm doing this because you.
Are you a fake flat earther? Are you a fake flat earther?
Bad people.
Daniel, I'm asking you, are you a fake flat earther? Are you, yes or no, Daniel, are you a fake flat earther? Are you faking this? Then why are you lying about where that ship was?
I'm not.
You are. That ship was north of Tasmania.
It was by the ice wall.
No, it wasn't.
It's a circumference around there.
It was north.
Yeah, it's right there.
North.
It's right there.
Of Tasmania, Daniel. I don't debate pose.
It's right there.
I don't debate fake flat earthers.
You fake everything on your website. Pendulums prove flat earth. Pendulum have motors in them, man. The only time you'll see a pendulum.
Recording stopped.
All right. I do not debate fake flat earthers. He clearly was a fake flat earther. So here's why I know he's a fake flat earther. That particular video is north of Tasmania. He says it's near the Richard E. Byrd ice wall, which is a ridiculous thing. Nobody actually says that. But I can show where that is. So I ended it. I don't debate fake flat earthers, and he is clearly a fake flat earther. So let me jump out here to all right. And it's got the still shot of him. All right, so here is there. All right, so there's how far Australia is from Antarctica. It's very far. It's nowhere even close. That ship that he was talking about was in the waters here, north of Tasmania, in these water here, in the Bass Strait, right? That's where it was. Look at that, Tasmania. They were in these waters right here. And he either is so incredibly stupid, option number one, that he thinks this right here is somehow near the ice wall that doesn't exist, or he's a fake flat earther who's just doing a bad job of it. That's it. So one or the other, if he's actually that stupid that he thinks that this right here is somehow near this down here, then he's mentally handicapped, and having him on would be a disservice to mentally handicapped people. So there you go. Fake flat earther, the Daniel, do better. In your next character that you create, try to study the background a little more so that you come at it better. I'll give you a 3 out of 10 would not flirf again. So anyway, it's all right. I got some super chats. Tell you what, if anybody is interested in popping in, I've got a little extra time. Yeah, I don't like Pose. I'm not interested in debating Pose. I think there is some humor to be had in people that are doing it, but when it's obviously satire and not trying to pull off this kind of real thing. So, so is it, yeah. Anyway, people like, he nodded yes to, are you a Poe? So I was getting Poe vibes, and Brenda mentioned it before. I was getting Poe vibes by looking at his stuff. So actually, probably what I'll do is I'll move up Weiskopf getting demolished by an hour. Let me change that real quick here. I'll wrap this up, and then Weiskopf, you get an early demolishing. You should love that. So for reference, I have a little bit I'm going to do to address Weiskopf's claims. And then after that, if he decides that he wants to step up and join me, he can. I will send him a link. But lacking that, it doesn't matter. He can get demolished either way, here or not. So, all right. Jumping into to my control panel. Man, we've had two interesting ones tonight. Two interesting ones. He certainly came off a little interesting, and of course, the inability to stop talking is a classic flurf. I mean, it's a good thing, right? The Daniel, my critique of your fake flurfism, pretty good on inability to stop talking. Because that's a classic flurf. They can't stop talking, and as soon as they make a claim, and then we want to go in and start examining the claim, well, what do? They instantly want to change the topic, because to them, the claim is the proof. So good job on that, I suppose. Good job on that. All right. Let me read a couple things here. Is Toon Light cold? Says Serena's one. And Timo Lynch says, here's for your next mason jar. Let's see, we got from David Dorinzo, and then we got to Lael. I can't even click on a Zoom link. There it is. M. Schendler 49 says, I'm still waiting for the flat earth proof that will win you your Nobel Prize. Well, I'll share it, flat earthers. If I'll be your conduit to publishing in a reputable journal. I'll help you. But we share the prize, right? We'll stand on the stage together. And yes, we totally destroyed the first law of thermodynamics, because moonlight is cold and photons travel backward in time, or something like that. I mean, we got to work on it. There's some work to do there. Serena's one says, fun fact, people who have been drinking heavily might not be a good source of information. I don't know if he's drinking heavily or not. He said he was living in a homeless shelter and that the people that were working there were driving Mercedes. Poe. And I'm not going to say the second email address that he gave me. Poe. Definitely Poe. I won't share it. But you'd all say Poe if I told you the other email address that he gave me. Timbo Turtle says, this guy hates Australia. It's easily measured Perth to Sydney by car. AE map is 220 degrees out. Yes. Now he said some things about the AE map that I had not ever heard before. And he said it was in not Robotham, in Gleason's book. Well, unlike flat earthers, I do my own research, so I'm going to go look that up. If anybody's familiar with that claim about Gleason and that they forced him to change it or something, see that again, it seems Poe to me. I could be wrong on that. I only have feeling of Poe. I don't have any solid anything. Many Karen says an Israeli flurf discovered that Tolkien wrote about flat Earth, but the ever faceless they forced him to write a globe ending. Bad. Well, Narnia's flat. Middle Earth turns out to not be flat in the end, right? I've been watching, I have only watched 2 of the episodes, but I brought the Silmarillion. I was at work. I brought it here. Got the Silmarillion right here. And this is cool. Because it's got the centerfold. It's not in the center. It's not in the center. Timo, if you have a link to put in the chat, I'll go ahead. Here it is. There, this is in the book. It's right in the book. So, all right. You can, if you're interested, I can put pictures up. It's probably easy to find online, but there you go. There is the Silmarillion with the map. I like it when flat earthers are like, all maps are flat. I took a picture of my dog. It's flat. Is my dog flat? That's how dumb you are, flat earthers. If a picture of my dog is flat, then the dog must be flat. That is your logic. That's how dumb you are. Who was that Israeli? I know of just Esh News guy. That guy. Get along okay with him. String News, Stringfellow Hawk says, the Daniel, I live in Salt Lake City and have been to the Salt Flats and driven on it. MC2's picture is exactly how it is in real life. Yes. So, I mean, that was his Poe. That was his Poe claim, right? Because straight lines remain straight no matter what you do with perspective. Any horizontal or vertical compression, unless the lens is messing with it. But of course, they're happy to not question the lens if it shows them what they want them to see. And they always reject the lens if it contradicts what they want to see. Weird that. How does that happen? Chronic Avenger says, typical flat earth, not able to listen to the points and just thinking about his own arguments. Yes, but it was an act. String News 1 says he's a lizard dressed as a Poe. Ableist for 5 Canadian says, I can't blame you, Michael. I can't stand liars. Cheers. Yeah. I don't care. The Daniel, you weren't that good. You weren't that good of a Poe. Extra J says, how can you tell the difference between a Poe and a real flurfer? The Poe can connect easily, has a good mic, charged phone battery, not in a car, and at least okay lighting. But was he faking that? Could he have been faking that he was having trouble connecting? Could be. A good Poe would do that. He was not in a car. It wasn't vertical video. It sounded good. His audio was really good. So, all right. Am I allowed to put my Movember link in chat? Let me see. It's Tim, are you? Tim. Let me go find. Oh, Weiskopf, he wants me to pay him. You want me to pay you for using the globe, Weiskopf? No, you need to use only flat Earth. You use the globe. What you did is you confirmed the globe, you ding-dong. You're so dumb. Weiskopf, you're so dumb. I have all your videos too, by the way. The ones you deleted that they're embarrassing, I have them. We'll be going over them. All right, let me see here. Timo Lynch. Go ahead. You can put your link in the chat now. You can do it. All right. Let's see. We got Caucasian Sensations this evening. Toon, didn't get to see this live, but I've always loved your content. Here's $5 towards your water bill or Toonshine bill. No, what? It's calling it water, for shame. Thank you for that, Caucasian Sensation. And then again he comes back with it. If a flurf gets hung up on the infamous rockets can't work in a vacuum, compare it to oxyacetylene torches used underwater. Now there's two parts of rockets in a vacuum that they don't understand. The easy one they don't understand, the oxyacetylene torch underwater style, where they bring oxygen with them. The other part is they don't even understand Newton's third law of motion. That when the rocket shoves the burnt fuel backwards at high velocity, it pushes the rocket forward. They think that there's actually a YouTube channel called Rockets Don't Push Off Air. But you can test this yourself, laddies. Get yourself a wheelchair. I know this from experience. A story I shall tell someday. Get yourself a wheelchair and do not lock the tires. Get a basketball and then throw it forward as hard as you can. Right? Not much is going to happen. Then get a 16-pound bowling ball and throw it forward as hard as you can. If there is a difference, then all of your stuff about rockets and pushing off air is wrong. Please videotape this. I want to see you do it. And then lock the tires and push it really, really hard. From up here, from up here, throw that bowling ball from up high with the tires locked. Make sure you wear your helmet. Don't be eating your crayons while you're doing that, flurfers. Timo Lynch for €5 says, ever thought of doing Flurf Bingo for charity closer to Christmas? Closer to Christmas could go across some channels. That would be interesting. A Flurf Bingo for charity, like debating a Flurf on some other channel that's not even a Flat Earth related. And how would that work? How would that work? I don't know. Send me thoughts on how that might work. I'd be up for that. Yeah, because once we cross into December, my outro changes, and I think I might have a different intro too, right? Anyway, Steve6464 says, if the galaxy is a sphere, then are any lines really straight? Yes, you can have straight lines in a sphere. If you limit yourself to the surface of a sphere, then a straight line follows the surface of that sphere and is straight within the realm of that sphere. Outside that sphere, it's not, but in the realm, the two-dimensional surface that is the surface of the sphere, it is straight. So, Extra JT use StreamYard asking for a Flurf. I have a subscription to StreamYard that I use typically every once in a while. Once a month, maybe. If I'm traveling, I use it. But normally I use OBS. So this is right now being done through OBS. So if you see that, like this outline stuff, that's all OBS. Had to cough there. That guy for $4.99. You're confusing me. That guy. You're confusing me. Says for $4.99, I'm an alcoholic, but I'm not a flirf. Don't put that bad juju on us. So that guy, there is a flirf who calls himself that guy. And he used to be, he's super toxic. Super toxic. And he used to be on YouTube. Now I saw him today on TikTok. That guy, you might consider not being that guy, because that guy is horrible. Don't be that guy. Timbo Turtle says, I interviewed Gleason on my channel. How do you interview him? He's been dead for... Anyway, his book, page 350, he talks about his map. No mention of being forced to change it. Interesting. Well, I will grab a copy of it and have a look to make sure that's the case. So, all right. Gary Wybenga. Well, here you go, man. Get in there and give MC Toon the business of how perspective works. Here's the problem, Extra J. He has claimed over and over, twice I've talked to him where he's made claims about how perspective works. Never once backed it up with any empirical evidence, with any plausible mechanism, with any measurements, and he talks about the Rayleigh criterion. He has no clue how it actually works. He does not know how to apply the Rayleigh criterion. It's just words with no meaning behind them. That's it. So, Humphrey Pushcart. Golly, Batman. Waited by the shores of Lake Titicaca an hour for a Poe performance. Yeah, and not even definitely a Poe performance. Gary Whatabenga says, has there been any improvements on the measurements of Lake Tittlecax? Tittlecax? Me Titicaca? Let me see if he emailed me back. No, he hasn't emailed me back. I booted the guy for being a Poe, and he did not email me back. You know why? He's a Poe. I wish I could tell you. Hey, the Daniel, send me a message if I can tell people your email address. What does Poe mean? All right, Don Woods, it's a good question. Poe means it's from Poe's Law. So Poe, P-O-E, is I think somebody's last name, who was years or decades ago debating with young Earth creationists. And at the time, like there is now, there were people that were pretending to be young Earth creationists that would intentionally say the most ridiculous things in an attempt to generally make flat earthers and make young Earth creationists look as dumb as possible. The problem was that as much as they tried to take it and play a character to an extreme, there were actual young Earth creationists that said the same things, and you could not in the end differentiate between them. So when we use the word Poe, we're saying they are so ridiculous that it seems like they might be intentionally faking it. So typically, though, when you say you are a Poe, you're saying, yes, you definitely are the other side of it. So that's the idea. So Professor Fieldbell, did I chase him away? He's a Poe. I concluded he's a Poe. And the audience tended to tell you what, I will put in if you were here, I will put in a poll, and then I'm gonna prep for the next one. Is the Daniel yes, no, and I wasn't here. So even if you're not here, you can still vote. So please try to be honest. If you weren't here for it, I'd like to hear. Gary Wybenga says curved lines are not straight in reality. Yep, whatever, Gary. By that definition, Kent Hovind is a Poe, says Lael. Yeah, because he gets around to this area of ridiculousness where you're like, this sounds just too crazy. Can you actually be serious that you're a human, that you think this? So, all right, I will, I'll do this, and then I'm going to close the poll, and then I'm going to get the, ready for Weiskopf's smashification. It's so funny. Other flirps are like, how come he didn't pay him? Well, you'll see. You'll see. Now they're gonna go from being excited because they think that he solved something to being upset at him for using the globe again. So, I mean, flat earthers, they can't catch a break. Everything they do just wrecks them. And to that point, Stringer News 1 says they're all pose. If you gotta lie, you know. That's true. They lie. Flat earthers lie and lie and lie and lie. But I think it's subconscious for them, right? I think that they're unaware, and it's a mental issue, right? They're pathological liars, and pathological liars believe their own lies. So that's what I don't know. The not science field of psychology. What do I mean by the not science field of psychology? Because I read that. All right. Dave Pierce says, I watched that Hovind documentary you pinned. It was amazing. Yes. It's a worth the view. Definitely worth the view. All right. We've got how many votes? 214 votes. There it is. I'm going to send that to him. Cognitive dissonance. See, that's not quite the right word. Cognitive dissonance is when there's something that's in your head that's not making sense. It's making you uncomfortable. Confirmation bias is probably the word that you actually want. All right. I'm sending that to the Daniel, so he can tell his coworkers that it didn't work. Good one. Hey, Daniel, the Daniel, say hi to your coworkers. I know somebody that went there. Eon Dust says, I want to start a new organization called Terrestrial Heuristics and Engineering Yumminess, aka they, just so I can get blamed for all the world's problems. Oh, Mini Karen. All right. Not psychology, psychoanalysis. Please do not throw shade on my science. All right. I take it back. Just whatever he said. How about that? All right. Tommy Gronwald. Tommy, it's late. And Tommy is here. Tommy, I will save that. He sent me the location of the fishing boat. I should probably just put a webpage up with it. It comes up. Flat earthers, they hate truth. They do. They included it in the Level movie. The video I'm working on now ties into the Level or documentary, where they clipped off the part where they put the latitude longitude of the ship at the beginning of the clip. They removed that and then played this clip of the fishing boat, claiming they were stopped near Antarctica, but it was north of Tasmania. So, all right. Well, thank you for that. I will, 9.5 minutes, 8.5 minutes. I will be up with, some destruction of Weiskopf. So thank you for that, Weiskopf. It will be amazing. So Flat Earthers hate math, says Eric. Yes, including Weiskopf. Anyway, people, thank you very much for joining me to expose a Poe. And the Daniel, don't do that. If you're going to be a Poe, if you're going to do a sarcastic flat earth thing, make it more obvious or something, right? It needs to have the self-destruct at some point that's really obvious. So, and if you're serious, then I'm sorry, you have some severe mental handicap. So anyway, we'll see you all in a few minutes. Bye.